Welcome, my brothers and sisters, to the real world with Elder George. I'm Elder George, and I'm your elder, not a religious elder, but a societal elder. I'm in my 90s, and I guess that qualifies me to be your elder. The three requirements for a happy, healthy, harmonious human environment are spiritual awareness, gender understanding, and family focus. Now, we're beginning to address those three things on the bottom: spiritual awareness, gender understanding, and family focus. I made a video explaining the universal principle of gender. Last week, I followed up with a small video called The Trinity of Accomplishment, which was a little more of an explanation of gender and showed how it affects our lives. By the way, those of you who have my book, Dear Brothers and Sisters, Gender and Its Responsibility, there is a chapter in that book titled The Trinity of Accomplishment. You might look it up, you might enjoy it. Today I'm going to touch on spiritual awareness. In a small way, I'm going to show that good nourishment or a healthy lifestyle is a step or a part of spiritual awareness. There's an incident I will share with you today from my childhood, from when I was in grade school, in 6th grade. Graduation was coming, and one of the children, who was in 8th grade, that would be graduating, was a Chinese boy. And he had never missed a day of school in 8 years. Think of that, in grade school, where there's mumps and measles and whooping cough and chicken pox and all those things, he never missed a day of school. He had perfect attendance. So he was being lauded for it at graduation and recognized in all the classrooms, as I was becoming aware of him that day. Now, a lot has changed since those days when he was a happy, healthy boy. I think about 10 years ago, a woman chided me for never having taken a flu shot. And she said I could be endangering the health of other people. And I looked at her and I said to myself, why should this overweight, probably undernourished person be putting me down for being healthy? So I let it go at that. And then a few years later, speaking to a medical assistant or a doctor's assistant, whatever the term is, at one of the drugstore chains, the woman said to me, sometimes when she gets people coming in with high blood pressure and she tries to get them on a diet and exercise regimen, they say to her, no, just give me a pill, I don't want to go through all of that. And they're just like this woman who chided me about not having a flu shot. They think that good health is something that comes from outside of themselves. They don't realize that part of our responsibility on this earth is to be healthy, and that comes from inside of ourselves. Now, we'll go a little further to the flu, the COVID epidemic. And I think back of the boy in grade school who was lauded for never being sick. Did people come and say to me, wow, look at Elder George, he's in his 90s, he never had a shot and he's in good health? No. I was treated as an outcast at one time or another. I wasn't permitted to go to the theater or a movie or a restaurant or a sporting event, or even a religious gathering. There's no longer a sense of spiritual awareness and what we have to do to maintain our health. That Chinese boy had a mother who stayed home and made him healthy, nourishing meals. I know I owe my good health, or at least part of my good health, to the good food that I received as a child. But today, Many mothers have careers. They dump their children into preschool, in-school, and after-school programs. Sometimes they're fed 3 meals a day at school, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No concept of their mother's cooking or good nutrition. We've lost our sense of responsibility to the family, tribe, and race. We've become jackasses and she-asses on the treadmill of production. Think of that. We're hooked together, men and women, on the treadmill. Okay? If we're hungry, the farmer feeds us, which is the government. Right? If we feel sick, the farmer brings us to the vet. If we have children, the farmer takes care of them. We don't have to think about anything anymore. We're just on the treadmill of production. When God created man, part of his instructions were to take care of women and children, widows and orphans, the elderly and the infirm. There's a responsibility of manhood to take care of the family, tribe, and race, to propagate and preserve the species. We have abdicated that function. That Chinese boy's mother, she stayed home not only to prepare 3 healthy meals a day, or however many they ate, but to be home and provide him with a happy, healthy, nurturing environment. We have lost our sense of obligation to the family, tribe, and race. Remember, my brothers and sisters, for a happy, healthy, and harmonious human environment, there must be spiritual awareness, gender understanding, and family focus. Don't underestimate spiritual awareness. Everything comes from that. Now, my brothers and sisters, I ask that you go to my website, www.mensaction.net. Go to the essay index, and if you look under the letter A, you'll find an essay, A Sense of Purpose, which applies very much to our discussion today. I thank you for joining us, and remember, working together, we will survive. Dear viewer, an important part of my message is an explanation of gender, the principle of gender, and it is elaborated on in my 2 books, A Gender Handbook for Western Man and Dear Brothers and Sisters, Gender and Its Responsibility. The first book, Dear Brothers and Sisters, Gender and Its Responsibility, discusses the many facets of gender and points out that it is a universal principle. The second book, A Gender Handbook for Western Man, is not really a handbook, but I explained gender in more technical terms, which I thought would be better appreciated by the Western mind. Both of these books are readily available from Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. I recommend that you get a copy of each and familiarize yourself with the principle of gender, which is being ignored in society today, and we are paying a price. Thank you.